I never thought we would be standing here again discussing yet another interim manager at Manchester United, but the "an amazing honor" press conference from Darren Fletcher this morning has completely changed the energy around the club. Fletcher sat down in the media room at Carrington today, not as a technical director or an academy coach, but as the man tasked with saving United's season after the brutal sacking of Ruben Amorim. You could see the weight of the responsibility on his face, but there was also a level of steel and directness that we haven't seen in the dugout for a long time. Fletcher didn't hide behind corporate buzzwords. He started by calling this opportunity an amazing honor, while simultaneously making it clear that the honeymoon period ended the second Amorim left the building. The most significant takeaway from this entire session wasn't just his pride in the club, but his admission that the squad has lost its identity and that he is here to restore what he calls the Manchester United essence immediately. When asked about the tactical shift we've all been hearing about, Fletcher was incredibly open about the fact that he wants to move away from the rigid three-at-the-back system that ultimately cost Amorim his job. He spoke about the need for the players to feel liberated and brave on the ball, terms that suggest the 4-3-3 is not just a rumor but a reality for the Burnley class tomorrow night. Fletcher's language was a clear signal to the players that the defensive, safety-first approach is over. He emphasized that at Old Trafford, the fans expect a certain level of attacking risk, and he challenged the front three to start playing with the width and pace that the club was built on. This is a massive statement of intent, because it suggests Fletcher is willing to undo 14 months of tactical training in just 48 hours to get the result the board needs. The mood at Carrington has reportedly shifted from shock to a strange sense of urgency, and Fletcher confirmed that the atmosphere in training this morning was intense. He was asked directly about the senior players' reaction to Amorim's departure, and while he paid his respects to the former boss, he was quick to pivot back to the future. He said that in football, there is no time to mourn, and that every player in that dressing room is now playing for their future at the club. This is a subtle warning to the stars who were comfortable under the old regime. Fletcher is a winner who grew up under Sir Alex Ferguson, and he is bringing that no-excuses mentality back to the forefront. He even mentioned that the standards in training had slipped, and that his first job was to bring that competitive edge back to every single drill. One of the most revealing moments of the press conference came when Fletcher was asked about the lineup for Burnley. While he didn't name the team, he spoke extensively about balance in the midfield. This has led many of us to believe that the shocking rumors of a Mainu, Casemiro, and Bruno Fernandes trio in a traditional 4-3-3 are true. Fletcher highlighted Kobbie Mainu specifically, calling him a special talent who needs to be closer to the opposition goal. This is exactly what we at United Quintessence have been calling for, using Mainu's ball-carrying ability to hurt teams, rather than just using him as a defensive shield. Fletcher also hinted at a return for some of the more experienced heads who had fallen out of favor under Amorim, suggesting that for a high-pressure game against Burnley, he needs men who know the league. But we also have to look at what Fletcher didn't say. He was asked about his own long-term future and whether he wants the job permanently, and his response was very measured. He said he is here to do whatever the club needs, but he refused to rule himself out of the running if he can string together a series of wins. This creates an interesting dynamic with the Zinedine Zidane and Oliver Glasner links. If Fletcher goes to Burnley and puts on a tactical masterclass with a 4-3-3, the pressure on Ineos to keep him until the end of the season will be massive. He is essentially playing a high stakes of poker with his coaching career. He knows that the fans will back him because he is one of our own, but he also knows that the board is looking for a world-class replacement. The tactical breakdown of what Fletcher said today suggests a very aggressive approach tomorrow. He spoke about winning the ball high up the pitch and overloading the flanks, which sounds like a return to the peak days of United's counter-attacking prowess. This is a complete 180-degree turn from Amorim's slow, methodical build-up play. Fletcher is betting that the players' natural instincts are for 4-3-3 football and that they will adapt instantly because it's the system most of them grew up playing. It is a risky strategy, especially against a Burnley side that will look to sit deep and frustrate, but Fletcher seems convinced that the power of the United way will be enough to break them down. Ultimately, this press conference was about more than just a game. It was about a reset. Fletcher called it an amazing honor because he knows he is the one tasked with stopping the bleeding. He is the one who has to go into that dressing room and convince a group of world-class players that they are better than their recent results suggest. He ended the session by saying that the fans at Old Trafford deserve a team that fights for every blade of grass, a line that will surely resonate with the Stretford end. Tomorrow night isn't just a match, it is the first test of the Fletcher era, and And based on what we heard today, he is ready to go to war for this club. What do you make of Fletcher's "an amazing honor" statement? Do you think he's the right man to lead us into this 4-3-3 transition? Or is this just another temporary fix for a much deeper problem? The lineup for Burnley is going to tell us everything we need to know about the new direction. I'll be back here tomorrow with the full tactical review and reaction. This is United Quintessence. Don't forget to like and subscribe for the most straightforward, in-depth United coverage on the platform. Let's get behind Fletch and the boys tomorrow. Glory, glory, Man United.